So I think for most of us, the adoption of the universal DH came without the kind of hand-wringing and pushback that the extra innings rule has come with. A lot of people, we'll call them purists, really reluctant to accept the idea that a runner's going to start at second base to begin extra innings. And again, this is to expedite a conclusion to games. The conventional wisdom for the naysayers is, you know, come on, this is ridiculous. Bunt them to third, sack fly, and they score the run. And then the team in the bottom of the inning does the same thing. Not so fast. Look, we saw this rule play out in the last running of the World Baseball Classic in 2017. Countless examples of why it was intriguing. How about this? 11th inning, Japan and Netherlands. Seiza Sayuki with a sack bunt, and runners moved to second and third. Now, bear in mind, they started with runners at first and second in the World Baseball Classic. So then Sho Nakata is the next batter. And as Harold Reynolds might say, sure enough, a base hit to bring in two, and it's an 8-6 lead for Japan. Now, the Netherlands batting in the bottom of the inning, they've got to score two to tie, right? Shouldn't be so hard. Runners at first and second, bunt, base hit, same thing. Well, it didn't happen. Jurickson Profar popped up a sack bunt attempt, and then Xander Bogaerts grounds into a double play, and then Kalian Sams pops out. And the team that scored two in the top of the inning ends up winning. So it does expedite a conclusion, and it doesn't always go the way you'd think. Ronnie, we were talking about these numbers before the show today, and a lot of folks will find this interesting.
Well, the one thing is that I wanted to know, with a runner on second and no outs in the major leagues, what's your percentage of chance of scoring? You see there about 2/3 of the time. But the way they get to it is going to be interesting, because I think there's going to be a lot of organizations that have a certain way of thinking with a guy on second with no outs, and other organizations that are going to be much more conservative. The away team is going to play for that one run and hope that their closer can close the door.
Brian Kenny is sitting home behind his laptop right now, shaking his fist at the potential return, Tom, of the bunt.
He should be cheering, because the bunt is an underrated play. It introduces strategy. You talk about last year, there were only 5 times in extra innings where a bunt was in order with a runner on second. Here's one of them. Joe Panik. Look at that. Whoa, that is textbook bunting technique. Set the bat at the top of the strike zone. You're not fooling anybody. We know you're bunting. Greg Maddux was the best in the world. Show bunt early. They know you're bunting. If you execute like that, it doesn't matter. You can't defend it. I love the execution. But there are guys. Here's Nick Ahmed, runner on second base, nobody out, extra innings. I love this play. You bunt for a hit. Maybe they get you, but maybe you get a hit, but the runner moves up. Derek Jeter, best in the world at this. It's not a full-on sack bunt, but this can happen where you get a hit out of it. Extend the rally without the out. Runner on second base, sometimes this is what happens too. Make the pitcher get off the mound and feel the ball. Ronnie, listen, pitchers aren't great athletes. We know that. Get them off the mound, things can happen. Look at all the bodies in motion there, Matt. That's what I love about this. Things are happening. What did I say about pitchers, Ronnie? These guys can dot a fastball in the corner, but throw to first base, cross body, maybe not so much. A lot of things can happen when the ball is bunted. Here's Strasburg pinch hitting in a bunt situation. Runner on second, nobody out. Perfect bunt here, but that's Merrifield. Look, because he has to hustle and hurry to get the out at third. He can't get a grip. Runner moves up. I'm telling you, the bunt is an underrated play in baseball. Bodies in motion, strategy, every infielder's moving, pitchers get off the mound. It's fun.
I'm super excited to see the bunt make a comeback here.
I think you're right. Brian did have a heart attack just as he went through that. I think there's some other things that you're going to be able to see. Maybe that is the pitcher shouldn't give up their bat because they might be hitting for someone or bunting for someone in certain situations, guys that really know how to bunt. And the other thing, when you make up your ball club, is speed back in the game. Are you going to keep someone on your bench who can really run, because you're going to have a runner in second and no outs, that really can change the dynamic of the game?
Yes, Billy Hamilton of the Giants. Every team should have a guy like that for that reason.
That's right.
Here's the thing I'm concerned about. The bunt, sacrifice hit, it's gone down to record lows each of the last 5 years. It's in play now, but how many guys can actually bunt? How many teams, as we take some live look-ins today at these ballparks, will actually emphasize bunting and bunt defense? Because they used to just go through the motions. You better be able to get a bunt down this year.
60 games. Everyone in every game is going to count, like 3 games.